What's up, XRP holders and guys? What the heck is going on with this market? What is going on with crypto, with XRP? Each and every time when we see a slight bullish move to the upside, the next following day we see the pullback. What is going on? Are we truly bullish here? What needs to happen for this market to finally reverse to the upside? Guys, in this quick video, I want to show you a few very interesting data points that I just researched about XRP that you definitely need to be aware of, because what I'm about to show you is going to reveal what is most likely about to happen for XRP short term and also midterm. It's going to be a very interesting video. I don't want you guys to miss out on this crucial data before you make any I would say panic reactions here. So let's get into it. First, like the video. Can we get this one once again back above 1,000 likes? Would be appreciated because retail interest is not here. So if you're watching, big shout out to you. Let's get into it. So starting out here by looking at the 4-day chart for XRP. We spoke about this bull flag in multiple videos and it is still active. The technical price target for XRP is still $11.23. This is something for in the coming months. It's not going to happen in a straight line. We will also face resistance around 340, around the $5 area, and eventually maybe $11.23 or maybe even higher. Who knows, guys? But it's always important to lock in your profits on the way up for XRP. Now, moving over to the daily chart for XRP, you can see that we had this downward sloping trend line basically since the correction started on the 16th of January, multiple touch points. We had a breakout at the beginning of May. We had a retest in the last few days and we are still holding above that important trend line. As I said in yesterday's video, it was important to hold above that 230 area for XRP. I said that I didn't want to see any daily closes below 230. That didn't happen. Yes, we saw a slight wick to 229 or so, but the price recovered back to the upside. So it will be interesting here to see what is about to happen for XRP in the coming days, but the trend for now is still up and I'm still focused on the upside. Also, guys, if we look at the 3-day chart, and here you can see the EMA ribbons. I posted this a few hours ago. Now you can see that here I tweeted XRP looks hungry for more upside, and that is because we broke back above the EMA ribbons on the 3-day chart. The last time this happened was at the beginning of November, prior to that huge rally. And look at this, recently we had a correction to the beginning of April. We wicked below the ribbons, but we had a swift recovery back to the upside, back above the ribbons, and we are currently trading above the EMA ribbons, which is a very bullish sign here for XRP. Also here, if we look at the Bollinger Band, and on the bottom side of the screen, you can see the Bollinger Band width indicator, and the Bollinger Band width is right now extremely narrow, which typically indicates that a lot of volatility could be imminent here for XRP. The last time the Bollinger Bands were this tight was literally also at the beginning of November, as you can see over here. So this is another very interesting signal to take very serious. Now, this one is also important. You can see that XRP has been trading in the same range basically since the beginning of December last year. And for now, we have been trading in this range for 171 days in a row, which is of course a very long period, ups and downs along the way. And I totally get all the frustration out there. A lot of people are currently leaving the space, are selling their bags at a loss or at break even. But I personally believe that this is not the time to exit the market. I think opportunity always comes from boring sideways periods, and that is something that we're seeing once again right now. I also made you aware that XRP retail search interest is down significantly. As a matter of fact, down 80% since the December peak. Basically all the retail exited. So guys, once again, if you're still watching these videos here, I think you're definitely in for a life-changing opportunity. This is not where you want to exit crypto. You want to exit, you want to take profits when retail interest is very high, as we have seen in December, as we have seen in January, but you want to lock in, you want to move back into crypto whenever retail interest is very low, and that is still what we're seeing right now. Let's now move over to the short-term price action for XRP, because there are a lot of things here that we need to discuss. But before I do that, guys, if you're interested in purchasing or trading XRP or any other altcoin, then I can definitely recommend the Phoenix exchange. If you use my link down below in the video description to Phoenix, then you will be eligible for massive welcome bonuses up to 100k for my
community exclusively. Of course, you need to follow the deposit requirements and you need to trade with a certain amount on the Phoenix exchange to be eligible for these huge bonuses. But I can definitely recommend Phoenix since it's an A-book exchange, which puts them technically in the same category as Binance and Bybit, for example. They have high liquidity. I'm in close contact with the team. I use this exchange myself for my trades and for my spot purchases. So if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the video description. And also guys, as some of you already might know, I recently started a new free trade signal group in collaboration with the Phoenix exchange. Once again, it's completely for free. It's the first link down below in the video description. In my free signal group, I'm posting day trades, scalp trades, my own personal strategy. There's also a community chat over there where you can talk to me directly or to the other members. And my goal is to make a very strong community here because I believe the opportunity is right now here in crypto. And I want to maximize this opportunity here in the coming weeks and in the coming months. So if you're interested in that, guys, check it out. The link is down below. It's completely for free. Let's now talk about the short-term price action for XRP. And this is the liquidation heat map. And what you can see is that the majority of the liquidity is currently from long positions piling up slightly above the $2 area for XRP. And yes, there's also some short liquidity above the current price, but most of the liquidity is currently from long positions. And what price typically does is it goes after the highest liquidity in the market. And since the liquidity is currently below the current price, it is always possible to see a wick to the downside, a liquidation wick before eventually further upside. So be extremely careful here if you're trading with high leverage. It is of course not guaranteed that we definitely need to revisit the $2 area for XRP, but it is always a possibility because there is a lot of liquidity over there. Now we can also see that the XRP open interest surged to over 2.1 billion on all exchanges, and this is the highest level that we have seen since February earlier this year. Massive leverage is currently entering the market. You can see that over here, and what we can see from the liquidation heat map is that most of this leverage is currently from long positions. So be careful if you're playing with high leverage here. I would never recommend high leverage. I would always recommend to keep the leverage low to avoid liquidations because yes, I believe the opportunity is here in crypto. I think the downside potential is fairly limited, but I think the upside reward is absolutely massive. And personally, I don't think that the low point from the beginning of April at $1.62 will get broken. But yeah, it is possible to see a liquidation wick here before further upside. But for now, guys, we're still holding support on the trend line, so I'm still extremely bullish. Now, also here, this is another indication that after months of decline, the XRP open interest is rising again. Traders re-entering positions. Yeah, as I just showed you on this chart, we can also clearly see that open interest was very high in January and in December last year. And right now we're seeing an uptick once again in the open interest after it basically died off completely here until the beginning of April. But right now we're seeing a serious uptick here in open interest once again. So are these positions from insiders, or is this greedy retail that is currently entering long positions? That would be interesting to see. And also guys, about the short term, if we look at the fear and greed index, then we can see that we are right now in greed 74 on the index, and that is always a sign to be a little bit more cautious here in the immediate short term because yes, there isn't much retail active, but the retail that we do have in the market is currently more in a greedy state according to this meter. So yeah, that is also something to take serious here in the immediate short term. Now also earlier today we had the Fed that says recent economic data has been very good and rate cuts are now potentially on the table, and that could of course be bullish for crypto and XRP. And we also had this news: China's state bank will cut deposit interest rates on Tuesday. Stimulus is underway, and this is also bullish for crypto and XRP. So yeah guys, it looks like we're entering more of a quantitative easing cycle here for the markets, and I expect that the markets are going to price this in the coming weeks, in the coming months here. So yeah, this is definitely the time to be bullish and not to be bearish.
That was it guys for today's XRP analysis. If this was helpful to you, like the video, of course, subscribe to the channel. Stay strong right now. I know there is a lot of volatility up and down here in the short term, but if you have that vision for the next few months of 2025, I think you are going to be very well off, guys, by being invested in crypto right now. So stay strong. If you're interested in my trade signal group, it's completely for free. The link is down below. I want to thank you all for watching, for the support, and I see you very soon with another XRP update. Bye bye.